Cool. So apart from anything like that, I'll just kind of bring my attention to it, but I'll kind of turn it back over to you guys right now. Fill me in, like what's going on? What made you reach out? How can I help you guys this year?
Well, I've been following you for a while.
Yeah.
So we had talked. Uh, we're just growing. We're growing massively. And well, I said massively. We're growing, you know, faster than we can handle it. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
And we do need to recruit, but we need some processes put in place in how to onboard these guys. I think one of the reasons I did reach out to you this time was that you mentioned, one of your Facebook posts where you're bringing these guys on, and the draws, and you know they're not making any money for the first 2 months, and it's a mess in trying to navigate that, and just there's a million different ways to compensate people.
Okay. Cool.
That's it in a nutshell.
So let's get into, we'll start with recruiting, okay? So the first thing is like most roofing contractors, they start with a lot of what I call PRs, which are personal recruits, which we love personal recruits. Those are people like you knew from another company or their friends, family, whatever. We love those people because they're usually good quality folks. They trust the company, they trust you, you trust them type of thing. The problem is we only have so many friends and family who are like candidates in our local area for this crazy roof sales thing. So at some point, if you want to grow beyond the plateau that you're at, you have to use the job market like everybody else, right? So what most roofers try to do is they'll put out an ad that says something like now hiring door-to-door commission roof sales reps, average commission 85 to 115K a year, be your own boss, flexible hours, yada, yada, yada. And guess what? Nobody's clicking that ad, folks. Nobody's clicking it. You'll get like maybe a couple nibbles here or there, but nobody's going to click that ad. Can anybody tell me why?
Uh, no, I probably couldn't on that one.
Because look at all the red flag words in that ad.
Right.
Door, commission, sales, unusual
Right.
high income.
Sure.
It sounds like an MLM thing, right? Like sell vitamins to your friends and family. Okay, so
Yeah.
you have to remember that the average person who's clicking around on Indeed and LinkedIn and all that stuff, they are the average person in America who followed the beaten path. They went to high school, they got a diploma, they probably went to college, they went 6 figures into debt, getting a degree in like philosophy. And then they came out and like, oh shit. And they have to take a 9 to 5, like soul sucking corporate job that is not sexy, but it's safe, right? And then they bartend or they go wait at a nice steakhouse. Like that's what the average person does. So there's no way in hell that they're going to be clicking on your door, make 6 figures and
Oh
six
yeah.
selling roofs
We've
door to
done
door.
it. You get
Right?
the reach rates is all you get responding to those.
Yes, exactly. Now, we're not going to change the job. The job is going to remain door to door commission roof sales, but how we're going to advertise for it is going to be different. And here's the thing. So, like, the knee jerk reaction that people will have when I say that is they're like, yeah, but Becca, we don't want the average Joe. We want the 1099, money hungry, self motivated, self disciplined guy. And I'm like, yeah, we call those unicorns. Everybody wants the unicorns, right? Like,
Right.
do you think that those people are just like hanging off of trees in the job market? They're not. Okay. Like the average is average for a reason. The unicorns are like 1% of the 1%. You're going to get lucky sometimes and find some unicorns by luck of the draw. But if your plan to scale your business is just headhunting unicorns, quit right now. You're never going to do it. It would take forever. It's not a scalable method. Does that make sense, you guys?
No, totally.
Okay. So let me ask you another question, because here's the good news. And this is not a trick question. And all I'm looking for is a yes or no. Okay. Are you ready? Do you guys think that selling insurance restoration paid roofing is really that hard?
No.
No. No, dude. We are literally like, we are practically giving roofs away to people who already need them, right? So,
Yeah. It's
holding
not
that
rocket
in one
science.
hand, right? Holding that in one hand, like, okay, it's literally the easiest sales job that there is. do we actually have to find the unicorn Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kobe Bryants of sales to be able to practically give roofs away to people?
Not at all.
No. But here's the problem. Okay. Wacky analogy. Follow me. Okay. Let's say that your grandma has the best coffee cake recipe on the planet. She has won the state fair in Illinois or Missouri for 25 years in a row. It's epic. And you're like, Grandma, St. Louis has an incredible market for coffee cake. I want to get rich making coffee cake. Will you teach me your recipe? And she goes, yes. And you follow her into the kitchen and she just starts dumping stuff in a bowl, whizzing around. And you're like, whoa, what's going on? How, what was that? Was that right? And she's just like, and she goes, I don't know, a dash of this and a splash of that. You're like, but how much? She goes, it should just feel like this, or it should just look about like this. And you're like, what? And then at the end, she has the award-winning coffee cake and she goes, your turn. And you're like, was that half a tablespoon or a half a teaspoon of baking soda? Or was it baking powder? Was it 2 cups of flour or was that 7? I literally don't know, right? And it's because the recipe's in her head. A cake, do you guys think it's hard to bake a cake?
Not if you read the directions.
Well, recipe. If there's a recipe, right? Without a recipe, making a cake is literally college AP chemistry. It's rocket science. With a recipe, the exact same cake is Betty Crocker's box of cake mix, easy bake oven, right? Selling roofs is not hard, but how we bring people on is either going to make it feel like rocket science or easy bake oven. The recipe just needs to be on paper. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
okay.
We need, yeah, for sure. We need those SOPs.
So when it's on paper, that widens our hiring net because now we've made it easy for the dumbest kid in class to figure out how to do it. That's what
I got a few of those. We got a few of those.
Yeah. Well, we're going to leverage the dum-dums. Okay. Because again,
right.
It goes back to this. The question is no longer, do you know how to bake? Do you know chemistry? The question is, do you know how to read? Because if they know how to read, they can do this now. Right. Okay. So that's like high level concept, right? So here's the thing. When it comes to hiring people, here's what you guys are going to be doing. And I'm actually going to be dropping some stuff in the chat window here.